So I was just about to record a For Honor video for the channel when freaking Nintendo announces DLC for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So people are kind of freaking out about it right now. There's a lot of negative comments, but I think maybe people are taking it a bit too far. Let me explain myself. How's it going, cool people? I'm Gehab, and like I just said, Nintendo has announced the expansion pass, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You may or may not know this isn't like an announcement video. This is me sort of just I want to talk about it because it's a big thing and it really just got my thoughts going. I went into the shower just now and I just got so many thoughts about it, so I want to express them. Alright, so the main image we're gonna want to look at here is this like DLC list sort of a bunch of stuff that's going to be found in the expansion pass, as they're calling it. I have some positive things I want to touch on and some negative things I want to touch on. So first of all, we're gonna go over the price. We're actually gonna go back a little bit here. So the price is $20 for this, which I think is reasonable. I don't think that's too much. I mean, these days, like a Call of Duty expansion pack is like what, $10, $15? So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get, you know, proper story from this expansion. And I mean, I'm excited. I think it's a good price. Like, these are just my opinions. You may or may not agree with them. So I think it's a good price. I'm happy with it. I was scared when I saw this that it was gonna be like $50, like, you know, most season passes are these days. When we're done with Breath of the Wild, after we're done with it, after the release of the Switch, you know, we're gonna have to wait for other games, and then the game's just gonna be dead. So I was hoping for some sort of DLC, which I'm glad that they're bringing. So that's why I'm actually happy about this, because, you know, it's gonna prolong the game's lifespan, which is always a good thing. It's just the questions are like, what the hell are they gonna do to expand it? So let's talk about what they're actually gonna be releasing here. So first of all, expansion pass bonus. This thing, I'm not quite sure how to feel about this. I always really dislike it when, if you pre-order a game, you know, or you get some sort of bonus from like a season pass or something, they give you like this boost in the beginning of the game. I feel like it ruins getting to know the game and finding your own little items and stuff like that. You just start off feeling like overpowerful already, and then you sort of just go through most of the beginning in said game with, you know, those DLC items. And you don't really get to, like, you know, mix and match and try out new things. You just sort of stick to that. Like they say here, it's going to be found in the Great Plateau, contains useful items, includes exclusive in-game clothing. So obviously, it being in the Great Plateau, which is the starting area, it's probably not going to be that great of items. You know, they're probably going to become obsolete very soon, depending on what kind of items they are. Like, it could be food, it could be clothing, it could be, you know, weapons and stuff like that, which is also, you know, sort of, it doesn't really make me want to buy it, because if it's just like a sword or something, you know, I'm just gonna throw it away eventually. Includes exclusive in-game clothing. So this is, I mean, it's more interesting. I'm more okay with that, since it's actually something, like, you get something unique. I just hope it's not going to be like some really freaking cool items, like, or the shirt Link has been wearing and all the cover arts and everything, and it turns out, you know, you can only get it by buying the expansion pass. So I hope it's not something crucial. I hope it's just going to be some cool shirt or something. I don't know. We're gonna get to the DLC pack 1 now. So this comes out in summer 2017, which is, in my opinion, a good release date. You know, it's good to keep it going like that. So the first one here is adds new Caves of Trials challenge. So I'm assuming, my theory on this is that it's probably gonna be like Twilight Princess HD with the was it called the Twilight Cave or something? I'm sorry, I can't remember. If you had the wolf amiibo and put it on the Wii U gamepad, you pretty much got access to this like sort of challenge dungeon where you fight enemies and stuff like that. It could also be sort of like, you know, like the shrines, more like, you know, dungeons with like puzzles and stuff like that. It would also be cool to get some sort of arena where you can just sort of, you know, jump in and do some combat and stuff. That would be fun too. I'd be okay with that. I hope it's expensive, and I hope it's, you know, worth actually waiting for. You know, it's not just going to be this tiny extra that you try out once and then you never really do it again. I hope that, like, you know, it has some, at least like some sort of story behind it. You know, maybe it's some sort of side quest, so you have to unlock it, and then, you know, whatever it is, it turns out to be meaningful in the end. I think that's the most important bit. The next one, though, in my opinion, I'm not okay with this one. I had a small chat with my friend before going in the shower just now, and the first thing he said as well was that, like, hard mode, like, really, that's a DLC? Sorry for the voice crack, but like, it shouldn't be DLC. It should be some sort of update or something at least. case, you shouldn't have to pay for a hard mode. Absolutely not. And I'm curious to what this is. If this is hero mode, that's even shittier, you know, since it's been in like the most recent Zelda games and it's been for free. I guess it'd be cool if they added like more, you know, more different types of like difficulties and more ways of playing the game. I think that would be cool. But again, I do not think this should be, because it's pretty much like you're just reselling a mode to play the game again. And I don't know, it doesn't click with me. I don't feel like hard mode should be a paid feature. So the next one is additional map feature. I'm not sure what that really means. Maybe I'm just stupid here. Maybe it's really obvious. I don't know if it's going to be a new area or some feature on your map, maybe. I honestly don't know. If you guys have any theories on that third one there, you know, let me know. It'd be cool to hear. So DLC Pack 2. This is the big one, I guess. This one's going to include new original story, new dungeon, and additional challenges. And so far, just looking through that one, no problems whatsoever for me. A new original story, that's great as long as it's not like cut content, you know, but I doubt it is, because I feel like a big thing with this, which I feel like a lot of people are confusing it to be as well, is that since this is being announced like before the launch of the game, people are sort of getting the day one DLC vibe with this, which I don't think it is at all, or I really hope it's not, because I usually have problems with announcing DLC before the game's release because it feels shitty. Like, I think I mentioned this before, but having like a story mission in a game come out like as DLC on day one along with the game is pretty much like, I don't like that. That specifically means that you could have included this in the game because it's finished, but you chose to sell it as DLC instead. But this is not that. I don't get this sort of vibe from this like at all. Nintendo is new to this sort of stuff. I don't feel like they're gonna lose their dignity with this, like actually, you know, making good DLC and stuff like that. Just making like quality content that's like packed with a lot of stuff. I don't feel like they've lost that sort of touch, so I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like exactly what they're saying here. It's gonna be like original story, new dungeon, additional challenges. Again, to go back with what I said before, like this is all speculation, you know. We have no idea really even what the story of the main game is gonna be, so we don't know if this is gonna like expand upon it, if it's gonna be something like completely different. Like what I'd prefer is sort of an expansion on the original story, I guess. I don't know what the story is gonna be, so I can't really say, but it would be cool to see some sort of expansion to the story with like a new dungeon, or it could just be, you know, it could be a cool like big quest line, like a side quest line. That'd be really cool as well. You can get some like really unique items from that DLC or something like that. I think that would be cool. Maybe it's some grand event in the world, and then afterwards like the whole world is gonna change, you know, new enemies are gonna spawn everywhere in the world and stuff like that. I'd be interested in that. And I'm pretty sure that's it. After that, they actually show like at the end, they show the Switch logo and the Wii U logo, so it's nice that Wii U owners also get to, you know, experience the DLC if they want to. The overall impressions are good for this. Like, we haven't seen anything, so I feel like it's too quick to sort of judge it, just like, you know, say like, oh no, this is shitty, Nintendo are moving, they're becoming greedy. As long as this isn't content that was originally supposed to be in the game, you know, you feel like the story's deliberately like cut down just so they can expand upon it in DLC. If it were to be something like that, then absolutely I think people have a right to be upset. But you know, I think it's actually good that people are very critical of them right now. The negativity is good because they want, like, we want them to feel pressured right now. We don't want them to just like sort of feel like, oh, we can just, you know, put out whatever, they'll just buy it, and you know, we don't really give a shit what we make. I feel like the negativity shows the passion of the players here, and I think it's a very good thing, to be honest. So keep being critical of what they put out. I think that's a really good thing. Like I said, my overall impressions of this are good, but I'm gonna say that, you know, the hard mode stuff, I'm not a fan of that. I definitely think that should be a free update. It's fun to speculate, and if you guys want to speculate in the comments, feel free to do so. Check out my other stuff on the Switch and subscribe if you're new. Also, depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching it on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, by the way, I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winners that I've been talking about in my previous videos today on Twitter, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But if it's not February 14th, then just disregard that message. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you dudes in the next video. Peace.